There you go.
But Clubhouse hasn't changed.
Plus, the date is set up for lunch at Duran Golf Course, Monday afternoon at 2:00. Yeah. All right.
I can't imagine dating now in like 2025. So everybody pray that my husband's plane makes it home.
Well, God bless.
We just hope that he's on one of these planes that.
They almost collided on his way to Cabo, Beth.
It's crazy. Like, that's the thing of traveling.
I'll read this text message to you guys verbatim. Okay, this is what he says. My husband's like, my plane almost collided with another plane earlier. Not joking. We dropped abruptly and banked left hard. Pilot came on after and said we had to avoid another plane. We did not need to know this. We did not need to know this. Very scary. I forgot to tell you. I'm like, I wish you didn't tell me.
God bless.
I got on a plane to Arizona like last week.
He was supposed to say thank you to America for the money.
Okay.
So that Trump said, well, we're gonna sign the deal after.
Like cozying up to Russia, I mean, it's just disgusting. And I think that, the fact that we're turning our back on Ukraine, I do think, to be objective, I do think Europe needs to step up and bear more of the weight on helping Ukraine. It can't just be the United States all the time. But
They do. I don't remember. Oh yeah, you did it.
Yakov, how do you not know what receiving means?
Oh, wait, hold on. How do I not what?
You don't know what receiving meant?
Huh? Sorry, I can't hear you very well.
He's on drugs, Adam. Go easy.
I don't know what receding means.
Yesterday I told him he's got a receding hairline, and then he private messaged me saying, what does receding mean?
I didn't private message you. Somebody else.
You did? Yeah, oh my god, are you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I thought you said receiving. I private messaged you a different word.
No, you actually messaged me receiving.
But yeah, I just didn't understand in the context because I didn't hear you say receding hairline.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I think you just said, are you receding? And I'm like, what? You didn't say hairline, then I wouldn't have messaged you. Clearly,
Fair enough.
receding hairline means you forget a critical word.
Well, most people understand the context when someone says you're receding.
No, not most people. No, it means like you could be backing up. It could be like.
I mean, Jeff, what's the first thing that you think if someone was to say that to you?
Are you receding?
I would just think they were a rude person for pointing that out.
I don't even know what the fuck it means. It's like it's not even a standard sentence.
Well, it seems
That's
like
why
Adam has a problem with English too. Yeah, Yakov, don't feel offended because I mean, obviously, if he didn't know the placement of his word and the context that he uses the word, then it sounds like he's probably a little bit egotistical. So it's okay. If you use receding in a sentence to an educated man like Jackie.
No, it's not. The hell. Wait.
I'm gonna get fuck all you.
You think? Hold on.
Not even 11 o'clock in the morning. It's not even 11 over there.
Yeah.
This is a shadow study. Dr. Redford has arrived. Oh, Dr. Redford. She. Shit. Oh shit. 434 294. Oh, Dr. Redford, I came up with a good way to get a new telephone number for free. What you do is you use that like the burner whatever. You do the free 7-day subscription and you just cancel it. And you can get a new burner account for free every time. I don't know if that's how you do it, but I figured out how to get a new telephone number for free, which is pretty dope. So that means more Clubhouse accounts. Means more YouTube accounts. Dr. Air. Hello, Dr. Air. I'm about to read what's called a book. Hello, Medusa. I'm about to read a book. Do you have ears? Oh no, everyone just comes in for the short-term dopamine. Okay, we're going to begin the meditation. And I'm going to induce you with a bell. And then I will read the Holy Kabbalah.
Why are you not investing in passives? No, seriously. Why are you not investing into one of the most incredible?
So take the deepest breath of the day through your nose. Hold it for 10, not 11. 10, not 9 seconds. Okay, I'm going to read these poems. Here we go. Okay, this is called Ahab and Other Poems. Dedicace to GCJ, Pilgrim of the Sun. Be this thy script. The severing lightnings of the mind, the veil where soul and spirit slip, and the eye is blind. Paris, December 9th, 1902, Arundel. By Pullman Pagoda, enchanted, overshadowed, I lie in the light of stars that are bright beyond suns that all poets have vaunted. In the deep breathing amorous bosom of forests of Amazon might, by palm and pagoda enchanted, by spells that have murmured and rays of my soul strongly flung, never daunted, by gesture of tracery traced with a wand dappled white, I summon the spirits of earth from the gloom they have for ages have haunted, of woman of deep red skin, carved hair like the teak, oh delight, of my soul in the hollows of earth, how my spirit hath taunted, away, I am here, I am laid to the breast of the earth in the dusk of the night, by palm and pagoda enchanted. Ahab, Part 1. The polished silver flings me back, dominant brows and eyes of bronze, a curling beard of vigorous black, and dusky red of desert suns burnt in my cheeks. Who saith me nay? Who reigns in Israel today? Samaria in well-ordered ranks, houses stands in honored peace. Sweet nourishment from Kenah's banks flows, and the corn and vine increase. In two pitched fields the Syrian hordes fled broken from our stallion swords. Ay me, but that was life. I see now from that hill the ordered plain, the serried ranks like foam flung free, long billows flashing on the main. Past the eyes grip their legions roll, anguish of death upon my soul. For sheltered by the quiet hill, like two small flocks of kids that wait, going to water ere the chill blow from the east's forsaken gate, lie my weak spears, O trembling side, of fear false-faced and shifty-eyed. God, how we smote them in the morn! The ravening tides rolled back anon, as if the cedared crest uptorn roared from uprooted Lebanon. Down to the sea its billows hurled, back past the pillars of the world. Ah, that was life. I feel my sword live, bite, and shudder in my hand. Smite, drink, the spirit of its lord, exulting through the infinite brand. My chariot died with Syrian blood, my footmen wading through the flood. Aye, that was life before the night dipped its cool wings, their hosts were stricken, like night itself before the light, and 100,000 corpses sicken the air of heaven. Yet some by speed escape our vengeance, ours indeed. Fate, the red hound to Ethic followed, some 27,000 died, when the great wall uprising hollowed, its terror crashed upon its side, and whelmed them in the ruin, strife, strength, courage, victory, that is life. Then by my father's beard, what seer promised me victory? What sage now in my triumph hour severe spits out red oracles of rage? Jehovah's. The fanatic churl stands, see his thin lips writhe and curl. Because thou hast loosed the kingly man to uttermost destruction's dread, in my almighty power and plan, appointed, I will have thy head for his, thy life for his make mine, and for his folk thou hast spared, slay thine. But surely I was just and wise. Mercy is God's own attribute. Mercy to noble enemies marks man from baser mold of brute, to fight the swordsman who would shirk, to slay a captive coward's work. I have loved mercy, that he said, nor bade me slay the Syrian chief. Yet my head answers for his head, my people take his people's grief. Sin, troth, to spare one harmless breath, sith all my innocence earn death. By timely mercy peace becomes, and kindly love and intercourse of goodly merchandise, that sums contention in united force. Praise who, relenting, showeth pity, not him who captureth a city. A wild, strong life I've made of mine, not till my one good deed is done. Aye, for that very deed divine comes the fierce mouth of Malison. So grows my doubt again, so swell my ancient fears for Israel. I hurled Jehovah's altars down, I slew and I pursued his priests. I took away from Zidon town, I gave his temples to the beasts. I set up gods in graven shapes of calves and crocodiles and apes. Myself to sorceries I betook, all sins that are did I contrive, sealed in the Thorah's dreadful book. I live, and like my life and thrive. Doth God not see? His ear is dull, or his speech strangled, his force no? Nay, verily, these petty sins, his mercy and long-suffering pardon, with final crime of horror wins, at last his gracious heart to harden. What one last infamy shall wake his anger for his great name's sake? Is there one sin so horrible that no forgiveness can obtain, that flings apart the bars of hell, for which repentance shall be vain? Aye, but there is one act of ruth done in my rash unthinking youth. Who ponders if I hold the scale poised in my deep, deliberate mind, between the weight of Zidon's ball and Judah's god, each in his kind, a god of power, each in his fashion, the hideous foeman of compassion? The blood alike of man and beast, the worship of each god's demands. All priests are greedy. Gold and feast pour from the poor folk to their hands, the doubtful power from heaven to strike the levin bolt they claim alike. I take no heed of trickery played by cunning mad Elijah's skill, when the great test of strength was made on Carmel's melancholy hill. And on the altar's stone the lyre cried water, and poured forth Greek fire. And while the fools peer heavenward, even as he prays, to see the skies vomit the flesh his furtive sword fast to the flinty altar flies. Woof! The wild blaze stirs the clods. Jehovah is the God of gods. Nor do I set peculiar store by tricks twin born to this they show, when with well simulated lore of learning bores great hierarchs go into the gold god's graven shell and moan the ambiguous oracle. In my own inmost heart I feel deep as a pearl in seas of Ind, vision keen as tempered steel, lofty and holy as the wind, brighter than the living sun. If these be gods, then there is none. Baal and Jehovah, Ashtoreth and Chemosh, and these Elohim, life pandas in the brothel, death, cloudy imaginings, a dream, built up of fear and words and woe. All my soul must overthrow. For these are devils, nothing doubt, yet naught should trouble me. I see my folk secure from foes without. Worship in peace and amity. Baal and Jehovah, sex appeased, by peace assured and wealth increased. Yet am I troubled. Doubt exists, and absolute proof recoils before me. Truth veils herself in awful mists, and darkness wakens, rolling o'er me when I approach the dreadful shrine in my own soul of the divine. And what cries laughing Jezebel? Golden and fragrant as the morn, painted like flames adorning hell, passions and mysteries outworn, ever enchanting, ever wise, and terror in her wondrous eyes. Her fascination steals my strength, her luxury lures me as she comes, reaches her length against my length, and breaks my spirit. If life succumbs, a nameless avatar of death, incarnate in her burning breath. I know her gorgeous raiment folded in snaky subtle draperies, all stalwart captains mighty molded to lure within her sorceries. Within her bed, and I who love, see and am silent and approve. Strange, who shall call the potter knave who molds a vessel to his will? One if he choose, a black-browed slave, one if he choose a thing of ill, writhing, misshapen, footless, cruel, one like a carved Assyrian jewel. Shame on the potter heavy sit, if he revenge his own poor skill that marred of work by lack of wit, by heaping infamy and ill on the already ruined clay. Shame on the potter, then I say. But what cries laughing Jezebel, scornful of me as all her lovers, more scornful as we love her well? Good king, this rage of doubt discovers the long-hid secret. All thy mind a little shadow lurks behind. Hers are the delicate sorceries, in black groves, hers the obscure obscene rites, and dim moonlight courts, the wise dreadful occasions when the queen, like to a bat, flits to gloat, blood drunk upon a baby's throat. Therefore, all doubt, the fearsome rest between that knowledge of self bestows and leaves of poem and palimpsest, scrolled sacred scrolls whose legend goes beyond recorded time and founds its age beyond all history's bounds. Therefore, or search for truth beyond the doubtful canon of the law. The bitter letter of the bond, given when sign I shook with awe, they swear, all wit that looks aslant shamed at the shameful covenant. Therefore, this brooding over truth, she much avers cuts short my day, steals love and laughter from my youth, would dye my beard an early grey. Go forth to war. Shall Judah still set mockery to thy kingly will? Maybe. I often feel a ghost creeping like darkness through my brain, sense like uncertainty at most, no wise akin to fear or pain, yet it is there. To yield to such and brood will not avail me much. Ho! Harness me, my chariot straight, my white-maned horses fleet and strong. Call forth the trumpeters of state, proclaim to all Samaria's throng, the king rides forth, and slaves away, haste ye, the king rides forth today. Part 2. Would gold that I would dread, like Cain, my punishment I cannot bear. There is a deep corrosive pain invades my being everywhere. Sprung from a seed too small to see, a monster spawns and strangles me. 'Tis scarce a week, in power and pride, I rode in state about the city, took pleasure in the eager ride, saw grief, took pleasure in my pity, saw joy, took pleasure in the seeing, in the full rapture of well-being. Would God that I had stayed and smote my favorite captain through the heart, caught my young daughter by the throat, torn her life and limbs apart, stabbed my queen dead. Remorse for these might ape not match these miseries. For, hard behind the palace gate, I spied a vineyard fair and fine, hanging with purple joy and weight and golden rapture of the vine. And there I bade my charioteer stay and bid and ebb off to appear. The beast, a grey, deceitful man, with twisted mouth and beard would hide, evil yet strong, the Skirl clan, exaggerate for its greed and pride, the scum of Israel. At one look I read my foe is in a book. The beast! He groveled in the dust. I heard the teeth grind as he bowed his forehead to the earth. Still just, still patient, passionless, and proud, I ruled my heavy wrath. I passed that hidden insult, spake at last. I spake him fair, my memory held, him still a member of my folk. A warrior might be bold of eld, my hardy spearman, when we broke the flashing lines of Syrians, yea, spake him fair, alas the day. Friend, by my palace lies thy field, fruitful and pleasant to the sight. Therefore I pray that thou yield thy heritage for my delight. Wilt thou its better, or its fee in gold, as seemeth good to thee? Content thyself, as by a spell he bears his bulk in surely rage. The Lord forbid that I should sell to thee my father's heritage. No other word. Dismissal craves? Nay, scowls and slinks among his slaves. Had ever a slave in story dared thus to beard openly his lord, my chariot? Men leapt forth and fled against him with indignant sword. Why wait for king's word to expunge life so detested with one lunge? Cease! My strong word flamed out. The men shook with dead fear. They jumped and caught with savage instinct, brutal ken, it what should be my crueler thought, torture, and trembled lest their haste had let a dear life run to waste. They argued after the brute kind, I have two prides, in justice one, in mercy one. No ill I find in this just man, I cried. The sun is not defiled, and takes no hurt when the worm builds his house of dirt. Curse ye Jehovah, he abides, hears not, nor smites. The curse is patent, close with the speaker ill betides. When on himself the curve is bent, and like the wild man's ill-aimed blow, hits not, swerves, swoops, and strikes him low. Let the man go. The short surprise sinks in long wonder angrily, yet awed they spurn him forth, arise. O swine, and wallow in thy sty, the king hath said it. Thus the man turned the beast free to go again. For now the little shadow shapes an image ever in my brain. Across my field of sight there gapes ever a gulf and draws the pain of the whole knowledge of the man into its vague and shifting span. Moreover, in that gulf I see now the bright vineyard sweet and clean, now the dog Naboth mocking me, with rude curt word and mouth obscene, ride in derision well relied, dog's insolence on monarch's pride. Ah, friend, some winds may shake a city, some dogs may creep too near a feast. Thou, reckoning on my scorn, my pity, thine own uncleanness as a beast, wilt thou not take thy count again? Seest thou the shadow on my brain? It grows, it grows. 7 days slide past. I groan upon an empty bed. I turn my face away, I fast. There cometh in my mouth no bread. No man dare venture near to say, why turns the king his face away? It grows, ah, me. The long days slide, I brood, do justice to the man dogging desire, the monarch's pride that weighs his will. It slowly aran today the thought I will no wrong. The vines are cool, more sweet and strong. There is no sleep, all natural laws suspend their function. Strange effects and mighty for so slight a cause. What whim of weakling strength protects? This dog, Satan, at my gate, from the full whirlwind of my hate. What mighty weakness stays the king if he arise and cast desire far from its seat and seed, and spring to Hinnom the detested fire? Aye, both were wise. Madness alone sits throned on the king's vacant throne. Dogs! Who dares break on me? Dread lord, mightiest of monarchs, seest thou crow? Thine errand ere the eunuch's sword snatch thy bald head off at a blow. Mercy, world's light, swings clear and clean, the core room for the queen, the queen. Strong as a man, the queen strides in, even she shrank frighted, my aspect more dreadful than all shapes of sin. Her dreams might shape or recollect, hideous with fasting, madness, grief, beyond all speaking or belief. But the first glance at those bold eyes, ah, let me fling me at her feet. Take me, oh love, My terror flies, kiss me again, again, O sweet, O honeyed queen, old paramour. So keen our joy be and so sure. The king would be alone. Fast fly, the trembling lackeys at her voice. Lapped in her billowy breasts I lie, and love and languish and rejoice. And forget, the ecstatic hour bursts like a poppy into flower. Back, thou black spectre, in her arms, devouring, devoured of love, feeding my face in myriad charms, as on a mountain feeds a dove, starred with fresh flowers, dew bright and pearled, with all the light of all the world. Back, with the kisses ravening fast upon my panting mouth, the eyes darting hot showers of light, the vast and vicious writhings, the caught sighs drunk with delight, on love's own throne, the moment where all time lies prone. Back in the very central shrine, pinnacled moment of excess of immolation's blood divine. Back from the fleshly loveliness. Back, loved and loathed, oh face concealed. Back, one hath whispered Naboth's field. I am slain. The body, patient pearl, dreams her luxurious lips have drawn my spirit as the dust wind world sucks up the radiance of the dawn in rainbow beauty. It remains mere dust upon the barren plains. Reluctance to reveal my grief is of my sickness a strange feature, yea, verily, beyond belief. If the machinery of man's nature, if thus spake Solomon in kind of body, eye, of soul, and mind, the lazy accents stir at last. The scented air, oh, wherefore, Lord, is thy soul sad? This weary fast strikes to my heart a lonely sword. In brief words stammered forth I spoke my secret, and the long spell broke. And now the gilded sin of her left it was lambent in a smile. Give me but leave to minister this kingdom for a little while. The vineyard shall be thine, O king. This trouble is a little thing. I gave to her the signet's gold, carved in the secret charactery, whose flowers of writing bend and fold the star of Solomon, the eye whence for rays run the name, the seal written within the burning wheel. Now I lean with fevered will across the carven screen of poem. All nature holds its function still. The sun is mild, the wind is calm. But on my ear the voices fall, distant, and irk me and appall. Two men have sworn the solemn oath. God and the king this dog blasphemed, two judges just, though little loth, weigh answer. As on one who dreamed, comes walking in my soul there groaned, carry forth Naboth to be stoned. 9 days. And still the king is sad, and hides his face, and is not seen. The 10th, the king is gaily clad. The king will banquet with the queen, and ere the west be waste of sun, enjoy the vineyard he hath won. All this I hear as one entranced. The king and I are friend and friend. as if a cloud of maidens danced between my vision and the end. See the king as one feared, hiding his anguish in his beard. I laugh in secret, knowing well what waits him in the field of blood. What message hath the seer to tell? What bitter Jordan holds its flood? Only for Ahab, sore afraid, what lurks behind the vine's cool shade. Yet, well I see, the fates are sure, and Ahab will descend, possess the enchanting green, the purple lure, the globes of nectared loveliness. And as he turns, who wonders now, the grim laugh wrinkles on my brow. I see him, a fantastic ghost, the vineyard smiling white and plain, and hiding ever innermost the little shadow on his brain. I laugh again with mirthless glee, as knowing also I am he, a fool in gorgeous attire, an ox decked bravely for his doom. So step I to the great desire. Sweet winds upon the gathering gloom, bend like a mother as I go, foreknowing to my overthrow. New Year 1903, O friends and brothers, hath the year deceased, and ye await the bidding to farewell? How shall ye fare? Is bound of fate in hell? How, whom no light hath smitten and released? Yea, trust perchance in God or man or priest? Aye, let them serve you, let them save you. Spell the name that guards the human citadel, and answer if your course hath checked or ceased. Path of the eightfold star, be thou revealed. Isle of Nirvana, be the currents curled about thee, that the swimmer touch thy shore. Thought be your sword, and virtue be your shield. Press on. Who conquers shall forevermore pass from the fatal mischief of the world. Medicine to MMM. Hangs over me the fine false gold, above the bosom epicene, that hides my head that hungereth, the steady eyes of steel behold, when on a sudden the fierce and thin, curled subtle mouth swoops on my breath. And like a serpent's mouth is cold, and like a serpent's mouth is keen, and like a serpent's mouth is death. Lithe arms, one with love's mysteries, creep round and close me in as Thule wraps Arctic ocean's ultimate. Some deathless swoon or sacrifice this love, a red hypnotic jewel worn in the forehead of a fate. And like a devilfish is ice, and like a devilfish is cruel, and like a devilfish is hate. Beneath those kisses, songs of sadness sob in the pulses of desire, seeking some secret in the deep. Low melodies of stolen gladness, the bitterness of death, the lyre broken to bid the viols weep. And like a managed chance of madness, and like a managed chance of fire, and like a managed chance of sleep. A house of pain is her bedchamber. Her skin electric clings to mine, shakes for pure passion, moves and hisses, whose subtle perfumes half remember. Old loves and desolate divine, wailings among the wilderness, like harvest skin is amber. Like a Hathel's skin is amber. And like a Hathel's skin is wine. And like a Hathel's skin is kisses. Gray steel, self-kindled shine her eyes. They read his strange runes of time defiled and ruined souls and Satan's kin. I see their veiled impurities and harlot hidden in a child. Through all their love and laughter lean. And like a witch's eyes are wise, and like a witch's eyes are wild, and like a witch's eyes are sin. She moves her breasts in bacchanal, rhymes to that music manifold, that pulses in the golden head, seductive phrase perpetual, terrible both to change or hold. They move, but all the light is fled, and like a dead girl's breasts are small, and like a dead girl's breasts are cold, and like a dead girl's breasts are dead. Forests and ancient haunts of sleep see dawn's intolerable spark, while yet fierce darkness lingereth. So I, the traveller, sunward creep. Hail, Ra, uprising in his bark, feel the dawn wind's somber breath. Strange loves rise up, turn and weep. How warm with bodies made up mark, how these spell Satan's shibboleth. Like a devil's loves are deep, and like a devil's loves are dark, and like a devil's loves are death. Okay, the last poem is called The Dream. I'm gonna just play this bell noise for a little bit. I'm gonna take a reading break. Hope you're enjoying this. Olan, thanks for all the emojis. It's like having somebody like throw emoji flowers on you. Feels good. Feels good. So thanks for being here, Olan. We're also live on 6 different YouTube accounts and X. And
Morning. I'm about to start
4
work
other
today.
Clown House
Before I
accounts.
do, let's make a coffee. I'm one of those people that drinks iced coffee year round.
So just take like a 3-minute break here. It's a very short one. It's called The Dream. Ooh, the Magus is here. Do you know what a Magus is? Come on, Magus. Stop asking me if I know what a Magus is. Welcome, Magus. How are you? Delambarat Kheliten Shode.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh God, it's you. I'm going that way. So what is this that you're playing? This meditation sound for a study?
I was just
Are
reading
you
it.
Jewish by chance?
My father's Jewish. My mother is Christian. I'm a patrilineal
I
Jew.
love Jewish people.
You do?
Okay. Well, what? Yeah, of course I do, mate.
But are you Jewish?
No.
Well, this is a Jewish
Do you have to
Kabbalah
be Jewish
Torah
to love
study.
Jewish people?
Do you have to be Jewish to love books?
Do you have to be Jewish to love Jewish people? I said.
No, of course not.
Exactly. I love Jewish people. I think they're amazing people.
Well, I think you're amazing.
Thanks, mate. But I mean, I'm genuinely serious. Like, I love people from Israel. I love Jewish people because across history, you see that, wherever Jewish people have gone, they've brought the seeds of love, light, and friendship, and innovation.
You could also say the opposite.
Well, so that wouldn't be true, then, would it?
It could be true, theoretically, meaning that, like, if you bring light, you also have to bring the darkness, meaning that the opposite.
You can only bring the light where there is darkness.
Yeah, I see.
I suppose you can add more light, but yeah.
Yeah. I know the universe is light, essentially. The darkness or the
But
void.
have you heard of Manichaeism now? What should I call you by? What's your name?
My name is John.
John. Good to know you by name, John. Have you heard of Manichaeism by chance?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know about its duality and all?
Yeah, I've heard. Is it kind of like automation as well?
Not that I'm aware of, no. But basically, Manichaeism recognizes this consistent duality in everything. And he defines the physical world as a world of dark, physical world, and you got the spiritual world as a world of light.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So yeah, it just kind of reminded me of that when you mentioned it.
Yeah, I've heard Manichaeism. Yeah. I'd have to Google it to like see what that definition is, but okay. So we have.
There was a guy called Prophet Mani. He was a prophet. His name was Mani. He was a Persian prophet.
Mm-hmm.
And he introduced this concept, but in the third or fourth century they shut him down.
Okay, I'm gonna read this last poem. It's just a couple. It's only 3 paragraphs. It's called "The Dream." So this
Sure,
is.
can I say mine after?
Yeah, of course. I think I've heard.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've heard yours.
But
Okay.
this is another one. This is a new prose opening that I'm working on.
Okay, cool. Okay, this is called "The Dream." So take the deepest breath of the day through your nose. Hold it for 10 seconds. The dream. Bend down and dream the shadow shape of tender breasts and bare. Let the long locks of gold escape and cover me and fall and drape. A pall of whispering hair, and let the starry eyes look through that mist of silken light, and lips drop forth the honeydew, and gentle sighs of sleep renew. Scented winds of night, as purple clusters of pure grapes distill their dreamy wine, whose fragrance from warm fields escapes, on shadowy hills and sunny capes, in lands of jessamine. So let thy figure faintly lined in pallid frame of sleep, with love inspire the dreamer's mind, young love, most delicate and kind. With love, how calm and deep, that hardly half a smile revive the thoughts of waking hours, how sad it is to be alive, how well the happy dead must thrive. In green Elysian bowers, a sleep as deep as theirs bestow, dear angel of my dreams, bid time now cease its to and fro, that I may dwell with thee, and know the soul from that which seems. The long hairs sobs in closer fold, and deeper curves of dawn. The arms bend closer, and the gold burns brighter, and the eyes are cold with life at last withdrawn, and all the spirit passing down involves my heart with grey, so the pale stars of even crown the grove twilight, dip and drown the last despairs of day. Oh, closer yet and closer yet, the pearl of faces grows. The hair is woven like a net of moonlight round me, sweet is set. The mouth's unbudded rose. Oh, never did our lips once meet. The dream were done forever, and death should dawn supremely sweet. One flash of knowledge, subtle and fleet, born on the waveless river. And therefore, in the quiet hour, I rose from lily pillows and swiftly sought the jasmine bower, still deep, still sleeping, moonlight for a dower, and bridal wreaths of willows, and there I laid me down again. The stream flowed softly by, and thought the last time upon pain, earth's joy, the sad permuted strain of tears and ecstasy. And there the dream came floating past, born in an ivory boat, and all the world sighed low at last. The shallop waited while I cast my languid limbs afloat, to drift with eyelids skyward turned up to the shadowy dream, shaped like a lover's face that burned, to drift toward the soul that yearned for this, the hour supreme. So drifting, I resigned the sleep for death's diviner bliss. As mists and rain of springtide weep, life melted in the dewfall deep of death's kiss in a kiss.